Good morning, friends. This is Don't Miss Heaven with Brad Hayes. Our message this morning, and really we'll focus on it for the entire week, is taken from Luke chapter 16, verses 19 through 31. It's the story about the rich man and Lazarus. An age-old question has always been, where will I go after I die? And also another question that most people have on their mind and they ask is, if I could have one more conversation with my loved ones that have passed on, what would they say to me? What message would my loved ones who have already died, what message would they want me to hear? And as we read Luke chapter 16, verses 19 through 31, I believe we can answer both of those age-old questions. Where do we go when we die? And what would my loved ones say to me if they had one more thing they could tell me? Verse 19 of Luke chapter 16 gives us a description of who the characters are in this story. In verse 19 it says, there was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. It's a certain rich man. He's not named, but he was a real person. A real person that lived on this earth, and he was rich. He had great wealth. But in verse 20, we also see that another person lived at the same time. Verse 20, but there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, full of sores, who was laid at his gate. And that was the gate of the rich man. In this story, Lazarus is named. It's interesting that the beggar was given a name for all of us to know and for all of us to call him by, to remember him by. His name was Lazarus. But the rich man, who had everything, was not even named in this story. But I want us to all think about our loved ones. If they go somewhere and they visit a place that we've never visited, we've never seen, and our loved ones have never visited or never seen this particular place that they're finally going to visit, well, when they come back, when they return to us, we're going to ask them, how was it? What was it like? And so our message this morning is, if our loved ones visited heaven, or if they visit hell, if they could come back to us, what would they tell us? What would the message be from our loved ones if they could go and visit the other side of eternity, but return to us? This morning, I'd like to present to you the message that our loved ones would tell us is the same, no matter which one of the two places they would go on the other side of eternity. The two places that we will all go on the other side of eternity, where will we go when we die, is one of two places. It's either paradise, where Lazarus was with Abraham, or it's torment in Hades, where the rich man will spend eternity. And the message from our loved ones would be, don't miss heaven. Don't miss heaven. Thank you, and join me again tomorrow.